Hello everyone and welcome back to Minecraft. It has been a very long time. I'm not 100% sure where I left off. I think I'd built my base, the central building, and I'd started on the chorus farm. I finished the chorus farm. I'm starting to do all the glass in the walls. I think I've probably got like a chest full of glass back at base. I'll have to check. When I log back on, my shovel was worn way down, so I'm pretty sure I've been mining sand. It's been so long I've forgotten. But that's not what I'm starting with. What I'm starting with is this, because you know what time of year it is. It's the Easter egg time. It's the Easter egg time. Really? It's Easter. It's Easter egg hunt time. It's Easter. Right. Not at the very end of the world for a change. I mean, we don't know yet whether we're going to. I'm just going to stand in here so because it's night and phantoms. We don't know yet whether we're going to reset for 1.14. I'm inclined against it, but we will judge it based on how things proceed. I mean, 1.14 is due on Tuesday, and then we've got to wait for Spigot to update, which could take anything from weeks to months, probably weeks, because it probably won't be a big change from 1.13 to 1.14. Not like it was from 1.12 to 1.13 because of all the code base changes. But we don't know yet. We're going to keep an eye on the hermits, see how they go. We're going to see what breaks in our world, because we've got like the iron farms and stuff that are going to break. So we're going to play it by ear, but for now at least, hello creeper and skeleton. That roof needs lighting up. Anyway, enough rambling. Right, Easter egg hunt. Doing it differently because of the banner mechanic that was added to the game. This is an idea I've taken from Zombiecraft. I think, based on messages in Discord, I think it was Crystalite's idea. Certainly Crystalite seems to be the one who set it up on the Zombiecraft server. So we're using the thing where you can click on a banner with a map and it marks the banner's location. I was going to do 27 maps, but A, I need a ridiculous amount of paper for that, and B, there's no way 27 people are going to do this thing. I'll be lucky if 9 do. I'll be lucky if 5 do, to be honest. So yeah. So the way it works, 10 eggs, no clues. I'm not doing any clues. I'm mixing it up, no clues. There are just going to be 10 eggs somewhere around the area. Now, unfortunately, because we chose to make the town directly on the x-axis, the map's like all the way off to one side. So everything's going to have to be over there. I could do multiple maps, but that'll just get confusing. So all the eggs are going to have to be over in that direction somewhere, so that they're all within the map. And that's the thing, there are going to be no clues, but the map gives us a fixed area, so you know it's within the bounds of the map. So I have 10 eggs to decide where to place. So I'm going to fly off around and do that. This one may be a bit evil. So all I should need to do now is take my copy of the map and remove this sign. So that should do it. 10 eggs, 10 banners. Mark all 10 on a map, deposit it there. The egg hunt is a go. Now I should probably head off to my base. Oh, hello. Well, they're going to be in the nether, that'll be fun. The other thing I should do while I'm in the area is check on the shop. There's a diamond. And there's some more diamonds. And some more diamonds. I need to do a bit of restocking. No blaze rods. I'd have thought they'd sell better. No tridents. Some phantom membranes. No magma cream. Porous flowers. Fruit. Sea lanterns. End rods. Purple. Nice. Oh, gold. Fishing rod. And a bow. 56 diamonds. That's not bad. And none of it... Yeah, none of it's for items that Jade helps supply, so these are all mine. Okay, I need more glass. I need 33.5 stacks of glass for this thing. That's a lot of glass. Quite a lot. But this farm is totally done. You can see over here someone's been digging. I can't remember who's been digging. I wonder if Core Protector would tell me. Nope. So I can't remember who it is, but thank you to whoever has been doing the digging. This needs flattening out still. The whole island ideally. One of many reasons I'm hoping we don't reset on 1.14 because there's still so much to be done. I've been away for a long time from the server and we have no mini games built and it's my job this season. I took it on. Yeah. So yeah, this thing needs a lot of glass, but it's done. It is all finished. The other thing that's finished, I can't remember if this was done in last episode and I can't be bothered to go back and check, but I've finalised this border all the way around here. And this island over here, I feel like I might have said this last episode, but I really cannot remember. This over here, I will probably incorporate this into my base rather than the game island, this piece here. But yeah, this is the completed farm. Away it goes. This all falls in. Well, mostly. This is why I need the glass. Any more? Yep, some over here. And that all ends up down in here. It's all filtering in. And then down here is my chorus flower farming. I can hear mobs. Oh yeah, I guess... Yeah, that's ocean. A lot of this is ocean, actually. Of course it is. Over here is Mushroom Island, right in the corner. So that's that farm. The first order of business over here is to tear down my old house, because I don't need it anymore. I've moved all the items. There are no chests left in there. Pulled it all out and put it into my sorting system. So this house is redundant. It is surplus to requirements. It was a nice little house. I liked it. It was a decent starter building, but it is no longer needed. So what else am I going to do this episode? I think last episode I said I was going to start working on the mini games. I am not really in a position to start doing that right now. I mean, I'm recording this segment on Thursday, the Thursday before Easter. I have no idea how long it'll be before I finish this video. It might even be after the Tuesday that I mentioned as being 1.14's release. But I think what I might work on this episode is a super smelter. Because this, I mean, this isn't bad, but it doesn't cut it. Of course, if I have a super smelter, I also need a kelp farm, an automated kelp farm, so that I can get kelp coming in and being smelted, and then I can put the smelted kelp in, I can craft it, and that can be my fuel for itself and for the super smelter. So I may not get to the super smelter this episode because I will be in the kelp farm, but I think that is the project I'm going to take on. Yeah, I need to start working on a kelp farm design or find one. And the other thing I need to do is put all the glass into the chorus farm. I'm going to need so much brown glass for my base. Thank you, train noise. So I looked around at some kelp farm designs. This is Nembom's. This is one that he designed during Snapshots 113. So I don't know for sure that it would work in... I mean, it seems to. I've run it in 113 and it seems to work in principle. The problem with it is something you can actually see right now. This water at the top is supposed to be flowing. The sources should all be at the back, not all the way across the top. So the water should be like that. Okay? And when the farm was built, I'm sure it was. So when the kelp all rises to the top after it's harvested by the flying machine at the bottom, it all rises to the top, gets caught in the top water stream and pushed into the middle where it's collected. Fine. No problem there. Except there is a problem. This farm is set off when the kelp grows up in front of the observers, obviously. But what happens if kelp's somewhere else in the farm and there is a lot of somewhere else, the observers are only there, any of these cells, the kelp can grow faster. If the kelp in anywhere else in the farm grows up to the top, what happens is interesting, you can't place that there? I can make it grow there though. And there you see that's what happens. It turns the top water into sources. And that breaks it. That breaks the water flow. So I can't use this design. I don't know whether this design is one that was done in a different snapshot that might work better, but it has the exact same problem. The kelp grows up to the top, ruins the water flow. So I've had to design my own. Well, I haven't had to design my own, but I've chosen to design my own. So I started with this, which is two sort of kelp cells, I suppose you could say, with slime blocks for the harvest. Now come to the top, go to the hoppers, blah blah blah. Simple enough. Not a lot of kelp. And then I came up with this, which is, let's see, 24, 96, yeah, 96 kelp per module. Now, Nembom's farm was 19 wide, 81 long and 13 deep. I've done a design that actually is exactly the same dimensions. This is 19 wide, 3 of these stacked up together is 81 long, and it's that I can build it to be 13 deep. So this is the bottom of it where the kelp goes, obviously, and then this is the top for the collection. And then this was the module I actually ended up designing with those two pieces. So we have our 96 kelp. For the same reasons, I've got observers above all the kelp, so that it can't actually... I don't necessarily need the outer line of observers, because the outer line of kelp can't break the water because these are already sources. So I could save on quite a few observers that way, and I don't need this outer edge of redstone. Not up here anyway, I still need the one down there. That would save quite a lot of resources. Redstone, observers. Might do that. It would harvest less often, it would get more when it harvests, saves on resources, it's a trade-off. The inner ones would have to stay though, because if the kelp grows up past here it will break the water flow. So we've got 8 sets of slime blocks, and these all fire off in sequence. The main thing, I mean, part of it is if they all fire at once the lag will be immense. It's already quite laggy, so it doesn't need to be laggier by having it all fire at once. But the other reason, and you kind of saw the reason for it over here with this command block, is that if these fire at the same time, then, well, you get this. The slime blocks stick together, because it's more than 12 blocks. So that's the reason for that. So these will fire off in sequence. And let's just get it to demonstrate, shall we? Let's just make one harvest happen. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's still quite laggy. So it does that one, then that one, then that one, then that one, then that one, that one, that one, that one. And the kelp all floats. Well, it doesn't all float up to the top, some sticks down here because this is no longer water sources. But the moment some kelp grows up into this, there may be some loss. A little bit of kelp might despawn, not a lot. So the way it works is the observers detect the kelp. I've got a 12 wide section here. These blocks take the observer signal and power it into the redstone. And to be honest, do I even need those blocks there now, or could I do redstone? I mean, it saves on redstone, I suppose. The point is this signal can't make it all the way over here, so I'm going to have this repeater here regardless. I'm just trying to work out if I can save on redstone. I don't think I can by doing that, because this signal could feed back here and do that, but then it's still going to have the redstone all the way along here, and I just add these 2 pieces, so that wouldn't save me any redstone. Okay, so these all come in here, same on the inside pretty much, and this all leads in with a single tick repeater to this piston so that we get a T flip-flop. So it pushes the redstone block down, lag. Maybe there's just a harvest over there. No? Yes, it just harvested, that's why there was lag. Okay. So we get a single tick pulse, makes this T flip-flop, pushes the redstone block down, that goes through this monostable circuit so that we get an exact 2 tick pulse out through this lot, which then gets put through all the delays and fires off the pistons in sequence. And then when that makes the kelp break, the observers detect that, and the T flip-flop gets triggered again to revert to this state. So the T flip-flop was important because otherwise the whole thing would fire twice from the observers detecting the kelp breaking, which isn't a problem, I suppose, but vertical redstone is kind of beneficial anyway. So having done that, we've got 3 of the same module over here. So that's what, a total of 396's 290, 88? 288 kelp plants. And I did a test. I ran a test for 2 hours, and this 3 module farm got 58.5 stacks of kelp, which is 6.5 stacks of dried kelp blocks. Now, some calculations here. Every 20 kelp blocks you get, you have to use 9 kelp blocks to smelt those 20 kelp blocks, because you get 20 items smelted per block, and each block is 9 kelp. So for 20 kelp blocks, you're using up 20 times 9 kelp, and divide that by 20 for how many kelp blocks you need to use, and it's 9. So out of every 20 kelp blocks you produce, you need to put 9 back into the system to offset the cost, so you get an 11 out of 20 return. So the net production of this farm, based on the 2-hour test, is 115 kelp blocks an hour-ish. You know, having subtracted out the 9 out of 20 that have to go back into the same farm for the smelting. 115 kelp blocks an hour, 2,300 items per hour. 2,300 items per hour can run 6.4 furnaces constantly. I am not going to run furnaces constantly because I never have something smelting for that long a period of time. So the fuel will have time to accumulate. It will be fine. I can run more furnaces on the fuel that I will have. So this is completely automatic apart from crafting the kelp blocks. This isn't what I'll do with the chests. I will do a setup where it goes into furnaces and a whole thing that will stick out the end here, so that the actual footprint of the whole thing will be more than 81 blocks long, but the sort of functional part of it from the back wall up to this surface is 81 blocks. So the area I marked out based on Nembom's farm is actually still the size I'm going with, which is actually kind of cool. Now I don't know exactly what I'm going to make all of this out of. The frame is definitely going to be prismarine. Sea lanterns in the bottom for lighting. That's all fine. The sides, it's a lot of glass if I do the sides out of glass. And the other thing is, do I do glass here as well so you can see the kelp through 2 layers of glass? No, probably not. So the sides are probably going to end up as plain prismarine. Well, this prismarine, I guess, most likely. The thing is, I kind of have to decide from the start, because once I've put all this in, there's redstone here, so I can't have water flowing in if I try and change the walls underwater. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do for the design. But yeah, that would save quite a lot of observers. I mean, how many observers are there in each one? 24. Well, there's as many observers as kelp plants, so it would save 48 observers over 3 modules, which is 120, 144 observers, instead of needing 288 observers. I mean, that's quite a... I think I will do that. The harvest rate will change slightly, but I think it's worthwhile, and that means I don't need all of this redstone out here. That sounds like a plan. The other thing I could do is try and hook up all of the observers into one long line, and then all of the pistons into long lines, so that any kelp growing anywhere in the farm fires off the entire thing. Then it would harvest more often. That's a change I might actually make. So yeah, this is what I'm going with, basically. And I have no idea how long this episode is going to be, but I'm just going to nip back onto the server briefly to talk about a few other things. Apparently someone side-torched my base while I was off the server. So, man, this is all going to change in 1.14 if we don't reset the server. And I'm hoping we don't, because Game Island, man. I mean, I'm going to get to that in a second, actually. But there's going to be, like, new slabs and stairs. I mean, I've got, like, 2 chests left that I'm not using at all. So, you know, I'm fairly 1.14 ready here, I suppose. But in any case, let's talk about the plans. So, yeah, Wolfram has been doing digging. Wolfram has been doing a lot of digging. Like, a lot. And spreading a lot of grass. So this is still the boundary of my base as it stands here, where the netherrack pillars are, and that island over there will be part of my base. But all of this, Game Island, he has been digging like a mad thing. Look at it. All of this area, flattened out, grassed. Madness. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much, if you're watching. He's attempting to get the mycelium to die. We're not sure if this still works in 1.13. It definitely did in 1.12. We're not sure about 1.13. but he's also going to build an elytra course over here, because he was going to build, he's trying lava. I don't think lava will work because it's light. He was going to build an elytra course, I think somewhere near his base, and I suggested, hey, you know, we do have Minigame Island that's, you know, at least supposed to be a thing that I'm in charge of and not making any progress on. But he's going to do that over here now. And I really want this thing to work. I want this to make progress and for it to, you know, to all... This is the edge of the biome, isn't it? Yeah. So I can't fill that space in. Fill all of this space in, that's fine, just not that. Not without lighting it. Maybe I'll do a bridge across here or something. I'm not going to be as obsessive about the shoreline of this as I was about my base. Not even close. I'm just going to smooth off the edges, and I mean, because we've got loads of space. This island is pretty big. I mean, we are not short of space here at all. We've got all of this space, all of that space, all of that, all of that, all of this over here. I don't need to maximise every last little bit of the island. I really don't. Whereas my base, I was setting out to have a lot of space. So yeah, the minigame island is like the main reason I'm hoping we don't reset for 1.14, because it's my project and I've let it get away from me, and I want to try and... We've not had a successful minigame island since Season 1, and even that was... like, there were only a couple of games on it. And I really want this to work. I need to fix these because I moved the edge. But this is the space I cleared out that is 81 long from this netherrack over to that netherrack, 19 wide and 13 deep. So this is where the Kelp Farm is going. And then I'll tack the thing onto the end here, and then the super smelter will probably go here, I guess. Makes sense that it'll be like near it, that's why I put this where it is. So those are the plans. And yeah, I have no idea how long this episode is because I haven't edited down the Easter egg hunt bit. But if you've enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, share, favourite and comment, help support the channel. Follow me on Twitter to stay up to date what's going on, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Did I record a clip where I'd put all the glass in? I've put all the glass in. The glass is all in. I made more glass than I needed to because I forgot that the top comes down as well as the bottom going up. But brown glass is part of my build theme, so I'll need that glass anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.